Hi, my name is Jelena Cook. Welcome to my art YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show how I created this fur texture around this cat's eye using pan pastels, pastel pencils on Pastelmat. This is part 2 of the video. Part 1 is already uploaded onto YouTube, so you can go and have a look at that if you wish. And let's get into the video. You must excuse me with my wet hair there in my intro. I just washed it. So I'm starting off doing an underpainting using my pan pastels and applying it using my soft tools, which is what I have in my hand there. It's like a little spongy section on there. You can get different shapes and sizes. You can get big ones that you can put in your hand. So if you don't like getting your hands dirty using pastels, this is the way to go. So in this underpainting, I'm using my mid-tones, so then I can go in after using my darks and my lights. You don't want to use too much pan pastel at this stage, because when you get to use your pastel pencils over the top, if you've already filled the tooth of the paper up with this pastel, the pencils are not going to work, so you're not going to get any texture at all. The pastel pencils will just glide over the top of the pastel and you won't be getting any lines or texture. So only lay down a thin layer of pan pastel. Lucky for me though, I use Pastelmat and this allows for many layers. For those that don't know what a pan pastel is, this one I'm holding in my hand, it's one of the pan pastels. It looks like one of those little makeup dishes that you have foundation in. It feels like pretty much the same really. So I chose a reference photo from Pixabay, which are copyright free, and that's where I like to get my photos from. And I chose this one because it's got 3 different fur colours, and I thought that's a really good study to do the 3 different colours of fur all in one painting. So here I've started going in with the pastel pencils to start off creating the fur texture, and I started off with the brown section. There's no reason why I started with that one. I mean, you've got to start somewhere. So the colours I picked for the brown sections are sort of the yellow ochres, some dark ones and light ones, some reddish browns, a dark brown, and I think I used a bright yellow somewhere as well, and ivory too. I like to start off with my darkest colour first to map in the darkest areas, and then I start to build the layers up by using my next lightest colour until you get to the lightest colour where you do the highlights. But I must admit, on this brown section I was all over the place and I didn't like the brown section, and later on in the video you will see me correcting it. Now into the black section. Here I just wanted a little bit more layer of pastel on this mid-tone, but I needed it a little bit darker, which is why I went in with the black a bit before starting in with the fur texture. Now I'm going in with this dark grey. It's not the darkest grey, but it's the dark grey that I wanted to use, and I'm not being precious where I lay the fur texture with that, and I go back in with the black pencil sort of in between some of those lines just to make it a little bit darker, and I will go back and forth like that just to keep an eye on the depth that I'm looking for. If you've noticed on this black section the underpainting looks blue, it's because I used Payne's grey, and I just wanted to, if I wanted to darken any sections up I can go in with the black. and then if I wanted any lighter sections, then I can go over the top. So that's why I used Payne's Grey as a mid colour. And it also makes the black colour more interesting to look at instead of just a flat black colour. I do sometimes use my finger now and then just to blend the pastel into the paper. So here I am with a lighter grey, and now I'm picking out where the lighter fur texture is going to be. And sometimes you'll see me use my finger just like a dabbing motion, just to soften the end of those strokes. At this point, I did not like that round section, so this is in real time me showing you my kneadable razor. It's a Faber-Castell kneadable razor, and you just warm it up by pulling it about like that. You can shape it into any shape you like, and then you just dab it onto the pastel and it just lifts it off, and you can see when I get it into shot, the pastel on there, and then you just knead it again. And I've speeded it up now, and I'm just dabbing as much as I can off, just so I can start the fur texture again on there, because I did not like it at all. So you can keep using the kneadable razor and keep dabbing the pastel off, and get off as much as you want. You're never going to get back to the colour of the paper, but you can definitely go back in there with the pastel pencils and start again basically, which is what I was doing. Going in with my darks, then you're supposed to go in with your next lightest, then your next lightest. But did I learn on this bit? Not quite. I don't know why. I've not had a problem with this colour before, but it's just a study. It doesn't matter. It's practice and play, and we can just get on with it. I mean, this second time round on the brown section, it is better than when I did the first section. And I never give up. I think you should never give up. I mean, it is a practice section, and you should get as much out of it as you can. As I go back and forth with these different colours, I do get it to a point where I'm quite happy about it. It's not too bad at all. It looks okay, but I really wanted to get on with the next colours. I'm going in with my lightest colour, picking out where I see the highlights. I'm still using my finger just to dab on there, because I don't want the lines to be too harsh. I want it to be blended in a bit. But this area was actually quite light. And this part near the tear duct is where the white fur blends into the brown section and the white section. But I haven't actually used any white on those parts yet, in the both black and the brown. But when I do work on the white section, eventually I will be going over both the black and the brown section with that white pastel. So now I've finished with this brown section, and this is a white pastel pencil, but it's not my whitest pastel, and I really want to start pulling out those white furs in that black fur. And you can go light over dark and dark over light with your pastels. This is my whitest pastel. It's actually like a chalk, but it's still pastel, and it's really white. And I have to use a clutch pencil for this, because it doesn't come in a pastel pencil form, but this is what I use. It's Crater colour. And I also have a black chalk in the clutch pencil from Crater Colour as well. So this is the blackest black I could find, and that's the whitest white I could find. Now I'm going to start on the white fur, and the very first thing that I'm doing is I'm going in with a dark grey, but not too dark, and I'm mapping in the darkest areas that I can see. And I'm going in the fur direction because that part is sort of meets the nose, so the fur is in different directions. So I'm taking my time, and I'm not pressing too hard on the pastel pencil, and I don't want harsh lines. I'm using it at an angle, and you can see that my fingers are quite high up on the pencil itself, right on the end there, because that gives me a soft touch on the pastel paper. If you use the pastel pencil like a drawing pencil, where your fingers are closer to the lead and it's more of an upright position, you're just going to get thick, harsh lines, and you're not going to be able to erase those very well with the kneadable razor if you changed your mind that that's not what you was going for. So as you saw, I was using like a nice pink colour and a sort of brown tannish colour, because that's the colours that I can see in the fur, and you need to get those different coloured tones in first before you actually start going in with those light fur textures. And as you can see right now, I am using a light grey, which is I'm not with my white colour yet, and I'm just filling in some more of that area because I needed the area to be a bit bigger, and I'm doing the fur texture with that too. So I'm starting to go over some of those dark greys that I have here with this light grey, just to blend it into the fur so the darks are not showing through too much, otherwise it just sticks out like a sore thumb, and it takes away the focus of the green eyeball. You'll just be staring at these black lines in the white fur, and it's not what I'm going for. I'm now bringing in the very white pastel again, and I'm starting to work on those very, very light hairs, the brightest of the lights. So you see me going over the black near the tear duct with the white to show the transition from black fur to white. I'm still keeping a very light hand, I'm not pressing hard at all, and the pastel I'm still holding at a low angle, and this gives me the fine hairs instead of thick hairs, and it's just much easier to lay the fur texture over the other pastel that I already have laid down. I'm now sorting out the transition into the brown fur with a few light strokes, which allows the white to show on top of the brown. I do the same for the black section, and I keep looking around for areas needing the brightest lights. And I've mentioned this in a video before, that you must make sure that your darks are dark enough and your lights are light enough. And here I'm just putting a little bit of pink because I just needed to bring that colour back, and with the final touches I have completed. To help my channel, can I have a thumbs up please, and subscribe. Thank you for watching until the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. feel free to leave any comments, but be nice please, and I'll see you next time. Bye.